What I would say is that with President Trump and his negotiating style, there have been many moments in his administration across the two different terms where this was a moment when most people would think linearly. For example, think about that meeting with Zelensky. I can't tell you how many clients reached out and said, like, is this it? Is this the end of Western alliance and a security arrangement? And it ended up not being that. It certainly, if you took President Trump and Vice President Vance going after Zelensky in the Oval Office, if you extrapolate that linearly, you ended up with some US-Russian alliance. And many, many did that. But the truth is that several days and weeks later, it became clear that Ukraine has to make a deal with the US, and that rare earth mineral deal, which I personally think is completely and utterly vacuous and empty and complete nonsense. But eventually that will be the anchor for continued American, alliance with both Ukraine and Europe, even though the US really doesn't need rare earths out of Ukraine. So what I'm saying is that given that caveat, let's start to think about some realities. First, President Trump always asks for an escalator to the moon, and he always asks someone else to pay for it. In the end, after 7 steps of maximum pressure, he usually ends up with a ladder to the roof of his house.
Is this